Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday to you all. Hopefully you did not spend too much money today. Hopefully you did not eat too much turkey yesterday, although I'm sure you did both. At the very least, you indulged in some turkey yesterday, but that's okay. It's the holidays, and as a result, I was not here Wednesday or yesterday to give my picks and predictions. However, I think you can believe me when I say that yesterday I had the Bears beating the Lions because David Blau, okay, not Blow, Blau, was starting at quarterback, and there was no way I was going to pick David Blau, although he did well. Just seeing the name David Blau, there was no way I was going to pick the Lions. I had the Cowboys beating the Buffalo Bills, so that's an L for me. I'll take that L. The Cowboys, 6-6, and the Eagles looking to join them this upcoming week. We'll see if they can get it done. We'll get to that in a moment. And you can believe me that I had the New Orleans Saints beating the Atlanta Falcons. You can believe that, okay? That's what everyone had. You know, maybe some people picked the Bills. Maybe some people went on a limb and picked the Lions or the Falcons, but that's what I had. So with that said, let's move on to my Week 13 picks and predictions, and let us begin with the Sunday games, and we begin with the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Miami, taking on the Miami Dolphins. And speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, this is now an opportunity for their NFC East opponent, their NFC East rival, their NFC East foe, the Philadelphia Eagles, to meet them to match their 6-6 record on top of the NFC East. And they face the Miami Dolphins team here that I expected to do better last week against the Cleveland Browns. I mean, we still know the Dolphins stink, but, considering the fact that they had won 2 games recently, in the month of November, you thought they would have had a better performance on the road in Cleveland. But now they're back at home in Miami, and I think they're going to give a bit of a fight here. I do expect them to actually kind of contend with the Eagles for a little bit, but with the Eagles now seeing the division in their sights, they ultimately will win this game. But where the Eagles offense is playing right now, including their passing game and their receivers, I don't think they're really capable of blowing anyone out right now, so I think it's still going to be a kind of a close one here, but giving the Eagles to beat the Miami Dolphins. All right, next game. We have the New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals, and this is a very interesting game to me. Okay, now, the Cincinnati Bengals stink. Okay, we all know that. We all understand that. However, okay, the New York Jets, who are winners of their past 3 games, they're still not a very good team either, and the Bengals, for reasons that I don't really understand, are once again starting Andy Dalton. And Andy Dalton is not a very good quarterback, but he's much better than Ryan Finley, and he gives them a chance to win games. I don't think you can go 0-16 in a 16-game schedule with Andy Dalton. I don't think you can do that. Despite how bad your team may be, I don't think Andy Dalton will get you 0-16. I think Ryan Finley can. I don't think Andy Dalton can. So now that Andrew Dalton is back in the lineup, now he missed, 4 or 5 games, let's say. So he could go 0-12, and the Bengals could still go 0-16. But with Andy Dalton not back in the lineup, I expect for the Cincinnati Bengals to win 1, if not 2 games to close out this season. I do expect that, and this is a prime opportunity. However, the New York Jets had such an impressive performance last week, albeit at home against the Oakland Raiders, and albeit against the Oakland Raiders, I have to pick the Jets to win here and to continue, whatever they're building right now. But let me tell you right now, I do think there's a huge upset probability, so look out for that one there. All right, next game, we have the Green Bay Packers at the New York Giants. And this is a game that I expect for the Green Bay, for the Green Bay Packers to win. I'm still choking on some Thanksgiving turkey meat. This is a game that I still expect for the Green Bay Packers to win. They're traveling to New York here, where the New York Giants are struggling. I mean, weren't they 2-2? Have they lost their last 7 games? Is that correct? Because I'm pretty sure this team was 2-2. I'm pretty sure they started 0-2. They won the next 2 games, and they've lost every game since. So, I mean, my goodness, the Giants are struggling right now. So, I expect the Packers to win this game. I still think, they're having a lot of problems, and I do believe this division is still up for grabs. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people believe the Minnesota Vikings are still certainly in it. Well, apparently not, because the Packers, look at their performance against the 49ers, and the 49ers are a great team, but my God, they got blown out. The NFC North is still up for grabs. Give me the Packers to win this one. This isn't a shock to anyone here, but look out for the NFC North. All right, next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. A battle between 2 Florida teams that no one cares about this season. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I mean, what kind of season is this in Tampa Bay? I mean, literally, I know they had the new coach in Bruce Arians and they had Todd Bowles, and I love that combination. I love the coaching changes that they made in Tampa Bay. But you could have copied. You could have controlled C last season, the 2018 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, control C copy, paste it to 2019, and there's no difference. The only difference is Adam Humphries is gone. I mean, that's it. And Chris Godwin is now stepping up to the plate. Other than that, this is the same team from last season. What's the difference between this season and last season in Tampa Bay? What a wasteless franchise. You don't even know if they're making progress. You don't know if they're regressing, progressing. You don't know where they're going. They might easily win this game, because I don't know when they win games. They haven't won a game recently. I want to say they're on like a 4 or 5 game winning streak. So it's a losing streak at this point. So they've been losing games. I think they did beat the Cardinals like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, they've been losing games. So, I mean, I know that. But I don't know. They can, remember they went to LA and they beat the Rams. And the Rams have their issues. But this is something that they can do. Give me the Jaguars, because I feel like they're more desperate for a win right now. And Nick Foles has to provide something, to validate his contract, and a win against Tampa Bay in Jacksonville should be it. But considering Jacksonville is just 2 hours down the road, it wouldn't shock me if Tampa Bay easily wins this one. All right, next game. We have the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. And I told y'all last week in my Tennessee Titans Indianapolis Colts video, not my Colts video, sorry, my Titans Jaguars recap video, that I had the Titans losing this game. I'm flipping my pick. And by the way, I think tomorrow I'm going to go live, because I want to start doing like these preview videos for Titans games. Tomorrow I might go live and preview this game in excess. But I absolutely believe now that the Tennessee Titans are going to go to Indianapolis and beat the Indianapolis Colts. You're talking about backup running back Jonathan Williams being their number 1 running back. You're talking about T.Y. Hilton being out. You're talking about Paris Campbell being out. And if he's not out, he's still going to be banged up. You're talking about Eric Ebron still being out. They are hobbled offensively. Their defense is still very impressive, but they are hobbled offensively. And I saw, a team like the Denver Broncos with Brian Hoyer at the helm for Indianapolis. But I saw a team like Brian Hoyer go to Indianapolis win. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to go to Indianapolis and win. And I do not believe that this confirms that they will make the playoffs. Because if you had to put a gun to my head, even if you told me, if you could guarantee me the Titans will win this game, I'll still tell you, yeah, they probably still won't make the playoffs, because the Buffalo Bills are now 9-3. They're definitely going to win at least 10 games. That's a playoff spot. And then the other playoff spot is going to be up for grabs. And it's going to come down to the Colts and the Titans and maybe the Texans, if the Texans somehow lose the division, which I don't expect. And maybe the Raiders, if they can get their stuff together. Maybe the Steelers, if they can get their stuff together. The Browns are still in the conversation. But I would still bet on the Titans still losing against the Saints and the Texans in weeks 16 and 17, respectively, to lose and miss the playoffs. That would still be my bet. But I do like the Titans' odds of going to Indianapolis and winning under these circumstances, where Indianapolis is so hobbled, the Titans are so hot, they're running well with Derrick Henry. Give me the Tennessee Titans to go to Indianapolis and get it done here. Next game, we have the Washington Redskins at the Carolina Panthers. And this is a game that is very easy. I know the Panthers have had some problems lately, but they should have no problems here beating the Washington Redskins. And the Redskins had their first win under Dwayne Haskins last week. But man, Dwayne Haskins stinks, people. Oh my goodness, he stinks. And it's not a surprise to me. I mean, I told you all when he was coming out. All he had to do at Ohio State was just hit Paris Campbell on a shallow cross. And Paris Campbell would run 80 yards. And he'd be able to, hit this Ohio State weapon for a 10-yard slant. And he'd take it 90 yards. Dwayne Haskins was not that impressive at Ohio State to me. This is what I saw on tape. So it doesn't shock me that he's struggling right now. And he may improve in the future. But right now, he's awful. He's the worst quarterback in the league, starting quarterback in the league. It's not even close. And there's probably 10, 15, 20 backup quarterbacks that are better than Dwayne Haskins right now. And that includes Case Keenum, who's on his team. Okay? Dwayne Haskins stinks. Give me the Carolina Panthers to win this game at home. All right, next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Baltimore Ravens, a 1 p.m. game. This is lunacy. This is ludicrous. This is insanity. I can't believe this. What is going on up in here for the 49ers and Ravens to be a 1 p.m. game? This is a Super Bowl preview. And if it makes you, if you don't already feel bad enough about your franchise, and I'm talking about every single franchise in this league outside of New England, and these two teams, and Seattle. Outside of those franchises, let's say you're a fan of the Titans, or the Raiders, or the Jets, or the Bills, or the Browns, or the Steelers, etc. These two teams, right here, the 49ers, let's go to the other side. The 49ers and the Ravens made the Super Bowl in 2013. For Baltimore, they had Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolden. Who was that dude that kept tearing his ACL? Dennis Pitta. They have Michael Moore. They have Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs. All of them are gone. And they're a Super Bowl contender 7 years later. 49ers had Colin Kaepernick, had Frank Gore, had Michael Crabtree, had Mario Manningham, had, who was their tight end? Vernon Davis, had, who was that? Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. All of them are gone. And they're Super Bowl contenders again. Meanwhile, the Titans ain't gone nowhere. The Bills ain't gone nowhere. Or the Raiders, the Steelers, the Browns, the this, the that, the Jaguars, the Colts. It's incredible. These two teams, how they have incredibly, 7 years later, their teams have been destroyed and reconstructed, and they're Super Bowl contenders once again. What are our teams doing? For this game, though, it's a tough one. I mean, it really is a tough one. I think there's only one defense right now that has the athleticism to contain Lamar Jackson, and it's these 49ers. However, they're traveling to Baltimore, and they're doing so on minimal rest. It's going to be an early game for them, and that matters to me. So I do think that they will slow down Lamar Jackson more so than we've seen. Okay? And they have a great chance of winning this game, don't get me wrong. But because it's in Baltimore and because it's such an early game for 49ers, I mean, remember, this is a 10 a.m. game for the 49ers, right? They're on the West Coast. This is a 10 a.m. game for them and their heads and their bodies and the way their bodies function and everything. And they're used to playing at 1 p.m. their time. So give me the Ravens to win this one. I think the 49ers will come out a little groggy, be a little too late here. But this is an absolute Super Bowl preview right here. I mean, we'll see if both these teams end up making it. If you had to ask me right now, put a gun to my head, I'll say yes, they both make it. But because I'm saying that, it probably won't happen. So give me the Ravens to win here. I think they'll barely edge them out, but I will be watching, as I also have to watch the Titans game, but I will definitely be watching this one as well. All right, next game, we have the Oakland Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. And you got to go with the Chiefs here. I mean, let's not waste any time here. The Raiders, they showed their colors and their cards last week on the road at New York. Everything fell through. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for the Oakland Raiders. I thought they were frauds all season long, and now it's time for the floor to collapse underneath them. All of the expectations that have been thrust upon the Raiders this time. Now, I know their schedule coming up is easy, and we'll see how they manage it. But the Jets was one of those easy matchups, and they got blown the hell out. It's time for the Raiders to fall. Give me the Chiefs to win this game at home. Next game, we have the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. And this is a game where the Cardinals are coming off of a bye week. They haven't won in a while, and they're hungry for a victory. Now, the Rams are hungry as well. Let's not doubt that for a moment. The Rams are hungry as well. But I love the Cardinals coming off of this bye. And the Rams are coming off of a Monday Night Football game. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to win this game in Arizona. Give me Kyler Murray to get it done for the first time against the LA Rams for many years to come. And for a turning of the tide to slightly begin. Although I'm sure the Rams will be back next year to being a Super Bowl contender. But this year they definitely have a down year. And with the locker room right now and how badly they got blown out, I don't think they can salvage it. Give me the Cardinals to win this game. Yeah. All right, next game, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, a rematch of the Browns and Steelers, a matchup that ended in absolute fracas 2 weeks ago when Myles Garrett bopped Mason Rudolph on the head and earned his indefinite suspension, but looking like it's going to be for the man of the season. Mason Rudolph. I'm not sure if he's starting for this one. They're talking about starting Duck Devlin Hodges at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't like that conversation. And Juju Smith-Schuster, he's been banged up. So I have doubts about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense right now. Whereas the Browns right now, they're kind of getting rolling. They're kind of getting going. And this is what I expected. And they want to enter themselves into the wild card discussion. Now, without Myles Garrett, they're not going to be able to definitively enter that discussion to me. Well, they're not going to be able to solidify themselves in any sort of wild card spot. So they'll be in the discussion. I have no doubt that they'll finish at 8-8 this season, maybe 9-7. But they're not going to be able to reach the 10 wins that would absolutely guarantee them that wild card spot. So that's unfortunate for them. If Myles Garrett was healthy, I think we might be having a different conversation. But we're not, because he's not. So, give me the Cleveland Browns to win this game in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be probably an ugly one, but I like the Browns right now. Next game, give me the LA Chargers at the Denver Broncos. I'm so tired of the Denver Broncos. I keep saying this every week, but Bronco fans, are y'all enjoying this? Like, there's nothing fun about the Broncos right now. Like, I mean, I like Phillip Lindsay, and I kind of like Courtland Sutton too, but and now you guys are talking about maybe just throwing Drew Lock out there. Let's just throw him out there and let's just see what he does. We don't know what he's going to do. He's been on IR. Who cares? Just throw him out there. Who cares? Let's see what happens. Okay. Give me the Chargers to win this game in Denver. You know, Phillip Rivers has been struggling lately. He knows his career in LA is on the line. And his money for next season, regardless, is on the line, whether it's in LA or not. Because every interception he throws, that's like another $0.5 million off the contract for Phillip Rivers next season. He has to reel in these interceptions. It's getting ridiculous. I expect him to do so. I expect the Chargers defense to step up. And I think Derwin James might be back for this game. So go ahead and give me the Chargers to win this game in Denver. Next game, we have the New England Patriots at the Houston Texans. And I expected the Dallas Cowboys last week to travel to New England and get it done. And they failed. Not miserably, but they failed. And if we didn't get a couple of those ridiculous tripping calls, maybe they would have succeeded. Maybe, but unfortunately, that's what happened. Now, the Patriots are traveling to Houston. And Houston has their flaws. They are not strong defensively, and with J.J. Watt out, they are even worse. But I have faith in their offense. And that's a lot saying for me, because I am a Tennessee Titans fan, but I have faith in their offense, and this is a perfect opportunity for them to finally beat the Patriots. I mean, I can't tell you the last time the Texans beat the Patriots. I'm sure it's happened, and I'm sure it's definitely in Houston. And maybe it was in the Matt Schaub era or something. But, you know, this is a matchup where they struggle, and it's time for them to step up. It's time for Bill O'Brien to stop getting spanked by Bill Belichick. It's time. Give me the Houston Texans to beat the New England Patriots in Houston. And for Deshaun Watson to probably earn his greatest win, and this will be on national television, so that will definitely be his best win of his career. And then the next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. This is the Monday Night Football game. And this is a game where I would be very interested, and I'd love to see if the Vikings can go on the road and win here, because not many people are giving them a shot. We understand that they're 8-3, and they might have Adam Thielen back for this game, and that's very enticing. And Kirk Cousins has been killing it for the past, 5-6 weeks. He's been on an absolute tear, but so has Russell Wilson. And now Jadeveon Clowney's getting involved, and Chris Carson should be healthier and readier to go, and hopefully Tyler Lockett can get more involved than he was either last week or 2 weeks ago. Were they on bye last week? I want to say they were on bye last week, so 2 weeks ago. I expect for the Seahawks to win this game, but if the Vikings win this game, they will have my attention, and they will have my respect, and I expect them to make the playoffs. Everyone does right now. The NFC wild card, it's not even a debate. It's the Vikings and it's the Seahawks. It's these two teams, and that's it. Okay, the Vikings have kind of a difficult schedule coming up, but look, they're going to beat the Bears. They're going to beat, I think they face the Lions again. They'll beat the Lions. They'll get in. The Seahawks here, it's a difficult matchup. I can't quite go that far. We'll see what happens, but give me the Seattle Seahawks to win this game. And we end with my guarantees. These are my betting picks of the week, and there's only 3 this week. I don't love the lines. I don't love the over-unders. We were 3-2 last week. Good. We made money last week. Let's try to go 2-1, maybe 3-0, and let's continue to count our money. Let us begin. With the Green Bay Packers -6, it's a good number. I feel comfortable with the Packers beating the Giants by 6 points. The Giants are an awful football team. They haven't won in weeks. The Packers should be able to win by a touchdown or more, and especially considering how bad they played the week before, definitely giving the Packers -6 here. Give me the 49ers plus 5.5. This is a ridiculous line. Look, I know the Ravens are very good right now, especially at home. I picked them to win the game. But 5.5, these are the 2 best teams in the NFL. And the 49ers have been the most dominant team in the NFL. The Ravens are right under them. The only reason I put the Ravens below, because we didn't see the Ravens get shellacked by the Cleveland Browns, albeit that was now, I don't know how many weeks ago, maybe now 8 weeks ago, but we still saw it. And we also saw the Ravens had some difficulties, well, not in the past month for sure, but a little after that. The 49ers, on the other hand, though, they've been in every single game. If they have been blowing teams out, they've been dominating. I don't know how you give them 5.5 points, bro. I got to take that. Even against the Baltimore Ravens, I'm taking that. That's too many points. That's too many points. And then finally, we have the New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals. Give me over 41.5. I know the Jets defense is actually quite good. It's unfortunate that they keep turning the ball over offensively. But I feel with Andy Dalton back in the lineup, he's going to put up some points. He's going to toss Tyler Boyd a little bit, then make some things happen. Joe Mixon get involved, it'll be all right. And then Sam Darnold, he's gotten it going a little bit as well. He should be able to have success against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. So give me the over 41.5. So with that said, that's going to do it for my NFL Week 13 picks and predictions. What are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time. This has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.